Hey guys, this is Jay again, just coming to you now from my ratty ass computer share. So today I'm going to do a video on cheat days and how they affect your metabolism. Everyone likes to have a cheat day or a cheat meal in their diet. You know, it's a day or a single meal when you can just let loose. You don't have to be strict that day about sticking to your diet. It helps with your cravings, so you're not craving the foods you really like as much, like sweets or soda or, I don't know, greasy fry-ups, whatever it is. It's just a break. And, you know, we need a break in everything now and then. Training, diet, life, you know. So, yeah. Now, what I want to talk about with cheat days and cheat meals is how they differ. Not only how a cheat day differs from a cheat meal, but how they differ, that all differs from a refeed, and how that affects your metabolism, especially when you're on a diet. Now, I'm going to throw some charts up in a minute to show you just how your metabolism and your caloric intake interact. Because you see, your body adapts. Your body is very adaptive. It will always adapt to what you're eating. Hence why, you know, you're doing a keto diet, it adapts to burn fat. You're doing a, you've got carbohydrates in your diet, your pancreas adapts to, you know, create the insulin needed. If you're on a high protein diet, you know, your body may get better at shuttling protein. Basically, our body adapts to diet, training, it adapts to everything in our life. If it didn't adapt, we wouldn't have survived this long. So, metabolism and caloric intake. Let's say you're on a cut, a diet. You're trying to lose fat. That's what we want. And let's say you're like me and you're currently cutting on 1800 calories a day. Now you've just come off a bulk. Your metabolism is kind of high because of all the training you've been doing, but also because of all the food you've been eating. Here's a graph. This graph represents eating at maintenance calories. The green line is your metabolism, and the red line is your caloric intake. Just imagine they're overlapping each other. This is just to illustrate it, but they're about the same, you know. Your caloric intake is the same as your metabolism. You're not going to gain weight, you're not going to lose weight. This is assuming no exercise. This is just assuming a sedentary lifestyle. There's going to be small fluctuations, you know, but we're just disregarding that for the sake of explanation and simplicity here. Right, so this is what will just happen forever. You eat at your maintenance, you're not going to gain weight, you're not going to lose weight, your body is using the calories it has to fuel. Now, if you're on a diet, if you're on a cut, what happens is your metabolism will start at its maintenance level. Like say you go from maintenance to a cut. But slowly, as you're eating less calories, as you can see, your metabolism starts to adapt to less calories. It becomes kind of more efficient in a way, and it learns to survive on that lower amount of calories you're eating. Now, this is actually bad for a diet because it slows down fat loss. What happens is your body's not burning as much fat anymore, because as you can see, your metabolism has just dropped to match your food intake. Now, a cheat meal is designed to spike your metabolism as well as being a psychological break. You see, what happens when you have a cheat meal, that big bump in the red line in your caloric intake, is your metabolism has started slowing down because you're eating less. You're eating less, and your metabolism is getting slower. And then suddenly you have a massive high calorie intake, and your metabolism goes, oh shit, we need to metabolize all this food really quickly. So it shoots up again, your insulin response goes up. You know, your body will start trying to process this big amount of food you put into it, because, you know, it's starting to grow used to you just eating less. And because of this, your metabolism will spike up. And then the next day you go back to your cutting calories, you know, your eating standard. Now, you can choose what you eat, so within a day you can have a high calorie meal and the next day back on cutting calories. Your body is slower. Consciously you can't adapt to your metabolism, of course, so your metabolism has been spiked up, and for a while it will continue just as high as it spiked because it expects more food to come in, it expects higher calories, but it doesn't get it. But your metabolism is still burning the energy it expects, not the energy it's getting, and because of that, you know, your fat loss can actually be increased for a few days maybe. Depending on your body, it could be anywhere from a day to, some people who have a particularly slow adapting metabolism, a week. But ultimately the response is the same. You actually lose more weight. And this is because you're not allowing your body to adapt to a lower calorie intake. This is good. because this means you're not going to damage your metabolism permanently or drop it too far. That's why cheat meals are actually a good thing. They are psychologically soothing. They boost your metabolism back up so you don't have to worry about it slowing down and you not losing fat anymore. And they're just a nice break to quell your cravings. Now, the difference between a cheat meal and a cheat day. Of course, one is a meal. You know, if I follow my cutting calories and on Sunday I have a cheat meal, I decide, you know what, I'm going to KFC, I'm getting 3 pieces of fried chicken. You know, just break off my diet. It's going to put me over maintenance calories. Oh well, it's one meal. That's fine. That's one meal. You know, I'm doing the right thing 90% of the time. 10% of the time, I can afford to let myself go. And my body will spike its metabolism, I go back to my cutting calories, I'm fine, I keep losing weight. You know, there's a small bump, maybe I have some water weight, but ultimately I'm not going to gain much. Now a cheat day is different. A cheat day is where you take the entire day off your diet. Now this requires a lot more self-control, because you have to be able not to binge. You know, you've been on a diet for maybe 4 weeks. Like, I don't like to do a cheat day unless I've been on my diet for at least 4 weeks straight without a cheat meal. This is because, you know, suddenly you don't have a restriction, and you're like, oh awesome, I can eat whatever I want now. Bad mindset to be in, because that just means you're going to take the opportunity to eat everything in sight, because you know you're not going to get it again soon. Now, if you have self-control, this is fine. You'll eat a regular amount. You'll eat till you're full. You won't eat past that. You'll know when you're full. That's fine. I like to do that, and I think I have a decent handle on my cheat days. If it's nothing special, just a regular cheat day. Eat whatever I want, don't count calories. But sometimes maybe, I don't know, I'll go for 8 weeks on a cut. Maybe small cheat meals, really small ones, just to boost my metabolism up, and at the end I'll have just a massive cheat day. That's okay, because, you know, then I'll take another week on my cutting calories, my metabolism will be way the fuck up there, and I can lose any excess fat I might have put on from that going crazy cheat day. We've all seen the 10,000 calorie challenge, the 15,000 calorie challenge, the 30,000 calorie challenge. I'm telling you, when I'm on a cut, watching those is like porn to me. It's just Krispy Kreme donuts everywhere. But anyway, when people do those challenges, sometimes they're on a cut, sometimes they're on a bulk, the point is they don't do them often. You don't see a person doing a 10,000 calorie challenge every week. No, that would just mean you're undoing your diet completely. You're not going to have any results. So that's why a cheat day, a complete cheat day, is only done on usually special occasions, for me at least. And I'd only recommend it on special occasions. Have a cheat meal once a week, you know. Let yourself have a moderately high calorie meal. Don't just, you know, decide you're going to knock back an entire 4 pints of ice cream, or you're going to get an entire family-sized bag of M&Ms, or you're going to, I don't know, go out and buy 24 Krispy Kreme donuts. No. That's not good. That's just going to undo too much progress. Have a small thing. Have a bar of chocolate. Have a milkshake. Have, I don't know, a burger at McDonald's. Just something small to satiate you. If you're going to have a cheat day, make sure you have the self-control and the discipline not to go wild. Because if you go wild, you're just going to undo maybe up to 4 weeks of work, which you really don't want to do, especially if you have to cut really low on calories like me to lose fat. Now, on to the difference between a cheat meal, a cheat day, and a refeed. A refeed is different from the concept of a cheat meal or a cheat day. A cheat meal and a cheat day are where you don't count calories, either for a meal or an entire day. No logging them into MyFitnessPal, no looking on the back of a label to figure out what this contains. You just let yourself eat something without worry. Refeeds are different. Refeeds are designed to spike your metabolism, like a cheat meal, but they are a day of controlled eating. You're still on a diet, and you're eating at your maintenance calories, meaning you find the maintenance calories for your body. That, for me, that's around 2,350, I think. You find those calories, and you eat at that, and you log your calories. MyFitnessPal, your notebook, whatever. You log what you eat. So I will only eat 2,350 calories in that day. That's it, no more. I have a limit. I'm not going to eat anything unhealthy. I can still do if it fits your macros, sure, but that is my limit, and I'm still getting my macros in. My right proteins, carbs, fats, all of that is fine. Now that's designed to spike my metabolism without going crazy. I know I'm going to eat at maintenance, I'm still going to work out, I'm still going to go running. I'm going to be at an equal level on that day. Not going to gain any fat, not going to gain any muscle. Might gain a bit of water weight, of course. But that's the point. I'm spiking my metabolism without worrying about putting on any fat. Honestly, I think refeeds are actually the way to go. Cheat meals are nice every now and then. And if you're careful, you know, you can enjoy a sweet snack or something you really like and only go a little bit over your cutting calories. You don't even have to reach maintenance sometimes. You know, you can just have like a bag of small M&Ms and, you know, that maybe has, I'm gonna ballpark estimate here, 200 calories. Now maybe that puts me at 2,000 calories. That's still under my maintenance and I'm still in a deficit, but my metabolism is spiked up. So the next day when I go onto my cut, my metabolism's going to be up there, my calorie intake's going to be down here, and I'm still going to be burning fat. Now for someone like me who used to be really overweight, this can be difficult to manage sometimes. I mean, you know, a cheat meal, of course, if you've been overweight, you are tempted to eat a lot because you enjoy eating, like I do. But you have to control yourself. I'm completely willing to let myself go wild on a holiday. Maybe on Christmas Day. I mean, let's face it, we've had Christmas and Thanksgiving feasts. We might have gone on a holiday with friends. Might have had, you know, a night out with your girlfriend or your wife, or your boyfriend or your partner, or whoever. And, you know, we go wild. We feel a bit guilty the next day. But if you're not doing that too often, you're going to be fine. Trust me, even the professionals will go out and occasionally go crazy. They just control when, and they don't let themselves fall into bad habits again. If you used to be really overweight like me, that's the goal. Just don't fall back into those bad habits. You can still enjoy the foods you like. You can still enjoy life. You just have to learn to control yourself. It's not that difficult once you get into the swing of it. So that's my opinions on cheat meals, cheat days, and refeeds. I prefer refeeds because they are still healthy. I'm spiking my metabolism up. I don't have to worry about gaining weight. And I can probably eat a little more than just a regular cheat meal unless I went absolutely crazy, which I don't want. I don't like cheat days unless I can hold off on them until, say, 8 weeks into a diet. Or at the very least 4, but preferably 6 to 8 weeks. I still want to do a 10,000 calorie cheat day challenge video. In fact, I might do one of those soon because I'm coming to the end of my cut. I'm at a decent weight and I'm starting my bulk. And I want to kick my metabolism up. And with my bulk, my metabolism is going to increase anyway. I'm going to be working out even harder because I can afford to do that. I'm going to be doing high weight strength training program. I do high intensity interval training. And I feel like I can pull that off without too much of a setback. Look forward to that. Eventually, might do a 10,000 calorie cheat day soon. And you'll get to see it. Who knows if I'll actually finish it. I mean, I can eat a lot. But Jesus, I've seen what some people eat on their cheat day, on their 10,000 calorie cheat day challenges. And my God, it will actually be a challenge. But hey, I might not want to eat that much anymore. And that will actually help. So look out for those videos. Train hard, eat well, sleep like a king, and don't let yourself get into bad habits again. This is Jay, Iron Will Fitness. See you next time.